Everybody, it is Tuesday Tip Day. How are you? I hope you're really, really good. Hope you had a nice long weekend if you celebrated, and if you didn't, I hope you had a nice weekend anyway. It's Tuesday. So I am bringing forward this topic, and the reason why I'm bringing it forward is because I'm living it in my own life. And I've had a lot of clients coming forward with this particular issue. This whole issue of being afraid to start something because you're afraid of failing. And so I just wanted to talk about it and talk about some of the tools that I use that have helped me, and maybe they can help you too. As I want to do, I love to share. So let's start. First, I want to talk about fear. Oftentimes, fear is something that keeps us small. And in this regard, I want to tell you something about fear. I think there's two kinds of fears. There's probably more, but in this regard, let's just say that there's a kind of fear that keeps you safe, and there's a kind of fear that keeps you small. And this is coming straight from Yoga North. I loved this analogy. We're not talking about the fear that keeps you safe. I'm a big fan of trusting your instincts and fear as a tool to keep you safe. Absolutely. We're talking about the fear over here that keeps you small, that keeps you from trying things that are for your highest good, things keeps you from expanding your edges outward, and all of a sudden your world gets smaller and smaller and smaller under the guise of safe, right? Under the guise of fear. And so all of a sudden, you know, your edges kind of close in on you a little bit year after year after year. And I'm a big fan of like constantly pushing my edges outward. I want to continue to expand. I want to continue to push up against those things that frighten me, because that's growing. So I'm going to tell you a quick story, and maybe it'll be helpful to you. I am living this right now. I'm living my fear, my biggest, deepest, darkest, hairiest fears right now. I'm standing in complete discomfort for the last couple weeks or so, right in it, just standing in really big discomfort for me. And for me, it's around money, and it's around fear of lack and fear of not having enough. I grew up with not a lot of money, and so I value it. But I hoard it a little bit. Like I'm a saver, and I like to save. And I hired a business coach, and was really expensive, and it is causing me a great deal of discomfort. Even talking about it right now, my hands are sweaty, because this is not a skill set for me. This is something that I'm afraid of failing at, and it's causing me a great deal of anxiety and discomfort. And I know that that is where the growth is, just from years of being on the planet. So let's talk about the 3 things to try when you're afraid to do something, afraid to start something. Okay, so that's where I am right now. Maybe this will resonate with you. First thing, let's talk about failure. I think that failure is this hairy thing that we turn it into, this big hairy thing that causes us to not do things, not try things, because we're afraid of failure. And again, I'm pulling from Yoga North because they are such great teachers, but my teacher, Molly, she said something about, well, what about if we reframed it, and instead of feeling like failure, bomb, 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 I added the bomb, bomb, bomb myself. If instead we reframed it so that it was failing forward, that you may not accomplish whatever it is that you're setting out to do, but you still will learn and grow. And in that, there's no failure. You're simply taking the information and bringing it forward into your life. That helped me deload failure. That helped me be like, oh, failure, meh. the second thing is often what keeps us from trying things that are designed for our highest good are the voices in our heads that tell us that you're going to fail, that you can't. Oh, you can't do that. You're not going to be able to do that. These are what mine say. Oh, you're going to fail. Oh, you're not going to be able to accomplish this. What do yours say? You can't. Yeah, these are common things, the kind of themes that kind of run around in the back of my head. I call that voice the voice of suck, because it sucks so terribly and just sucks the life force from you, and it sucks your desire to do anything new and interesting because you stand in fear of the truth of the voice of suck. I think the voice of suck is a trickster. And I think the voice of suck likes to keep you small and keep you from trying things that are for your highest good. And so what I have done is to play with that voice of suck. And I have often just been really simple about it and almost childlike about it. And I'll just be like, shut up. No. You don't get to be my boss. You don't get to be the boss of me today. You don't get to boss me around today. You don't get to tell me that I'm less than or that I can't accomplish anything, or that somehow the tapes that have run me or that I've been told from my family of origin or what I believe about myself inherently. No, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Yeah. And so I simply tell the voice of suck to just zip your lip. You're not going to get me today. You're not going to get me to shrink in on myself today. I'm going to push against you and push outward because I'm worthy. Because you're worthy. And then the third thing, first thing, don't be afraid of failure, failing forward, taking the information that you learn. There's no such thing as failure, right? It's just taking information and looking at it as a lesson and pulling it forward. Second thing, telling the voice of suck to zip it. And the third thing is to do it anyway, to just do the thing anyway. It's taking the shut up to your voice of suck one step further and doing the thing anyway. So almost despite it, it's almost like, no, you don't get to have me today. And to prove it, I'm going to do the thing, whatever the thing is. Over the years, this has played out in many ways for me. A story that I have often told is when after the birth of my second child, I told my father I was going to run a marathon. I say this with love because I love my dad, but he said, almost without thinking, and so quickly, I realized that I probably got this message my whole life. He said, you can't do that. What? No. Mm-mm. And as quick as a lick, I said, I can do anything. I can do anything. And it's the truth. We can do anything that we set our minds to. Truly, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to play professional football, but you know what I'm saying? It's within reason, I guess, but we can do anything. So do it anyway. Step into it. I'm going to include, because, hold on just a sec, because I like to be helpful. I'm going to include in here a couple of articles that I wrote about fear. This is something that's come up for me again and again and again, just this idea of this voice, don't do that, you might fail. Oh, you're not gonna be able to do that. No. We can do anything. We can do anything. So play with these 3 tools today. Play with them every day. Write them down. Fail forward. Right? Fail forward. There's no such thing truly as failure. Tell the voice of suck to zip it. And third, do it anyway. You're so worthy. Expand your edges outward. All right. Have a good one. Let me know how this resonates with you. I'd love to hear. Please share if it resonates with you. And hey, have a great Tuesday. See you next week.